Hi, and welcome to CLE Live. Today is Tuesday, November 11th. Happy Veterans Day.
This is the first 8th grade show of the year. We've all been working really hard to put these shows together for you today. We'd like to give a very special shout out to our team member, Nicole Oliver. She's watching from home today. Hope you feel better soon, Nicole.
On the show, we'll bring you stories about an amazing trip that Mrs. Brown took to San Diego for the Honeywell Green Boot Camp. We'll get a chance to learn more about Mrs. Baker's teaching career and learn more about Colby Butler's grandfather who served in the military.
We'll also learn more about Miss Powell's experiences back into the classroom, get a sneak peek into the middle school's Genius Hour, and hear what 6th graders have to say about middle school this year, see how the greenhouse is going, and a teacher feature on Miss Coker.
But first, we want to share our calling contest. Throughout the show, we'll be showing you 9 pictures of one of our favorite middle school teachers, Mrs. Baker.
For the contest, we want you to put in the 9 yearbook pictures in order from earliest to most recent. We'll give you a chance to call in your answer at the end of the show, so stay tuned. Let's take our first look.
We'll give you a hint. Picture 9 is the earliest.
We will be sharing the pictures throughout the show, so be sure to write down your guess. Oh, and we'll see if Miss Baker can guess the right answer.
Let's get started with today's stories.
I'm very interested in hearing the trip Miss Brown took to the Science Boot Camp in San Diego.
According to Honeywell's website, the Green Boot Camp is an intensive, 5-day hands-on interactive educational experience to help educators become familiar with the latest methods of instruction to teach green and sustainable topics, methods, lessons, and concepts to middle school students at their respective schools.
Miss Brown is one of the only 2 Oklahoma teachers and was one of just a handful of teachers picked nationwide with all the expenses paid to a trip to the Honeywell Green Boot Camp in San Diego. Let's take a look.
It was probably one of the most exciting things I've probably ever done in my life. I was chosen as through Honeywell, which is a company that sponsors Green Boot Camp, and that's what I was able to do in San Diego, California. They paid for my airfare, they paid for all of my food, my lodging while I was there. What we did, it was called the Green Boot Camp, and it was all about sustainability and how to conservation of energy. And we actually worked in the Science Museum while we were there. Balboa Park, which was awesome. It was like a desert on one side, and then we had, this beautiful, lush greenery, and then we had this desert right on the other side of the road. So we got to learn a lot about the area itself. So, like I said, it ended up being a great experience for me. What was great, got a lot of new ideas. One of the activities we actually did today with our race rockets was one of the activities that I brought back from Green Boot Camp. So,
We are very proud of you, Miss Brown. We love how you're always committed to being the best teacher possible, and that you're always learning and bringing more awesome experiences back to your classroom.
Speaking of teacher commitment, did you know Mrs. Baker has been teaching for 40 years? That's amazing.
Here's our history lesson for today, straight from Miss Baker.
Okay, I retired about 6 or 7 years ago, and I decided to come back to teach because they asked me to, and I wanted to. And I've been teaching for 40 years. This wasn't really the field I wanted to go into when I was in college. I didn't know really what I wanted to go into, but I chose this, and I'm happy with it. The interacting with the kids, just learning new things, just teaching in general. Probably when I was pregnant with my youngest child, and I had to miss like 3 months because I was so sick and in the hospital for three times, and it was just a difficult year. Oh, I've coached for quite a while, assistant coached, and that's about it. My my teaching people that I'm teaching with, the students, the interaction. Well, my youngest daughter just moved to Hawaii, and so that's what I'm looking forward to, going to visit and staying with her some. Oh, after thousands and thousands of kids, I can't pinpoint any of them, but there's been a lot that have stood out. Even this year, I've had a lot that stood out. But I won't call any names, and we all know who they are.
Speaking of history, Colby sat down with his grandfather to learn a little more about his time in the 101st Airborne.
Let's take a look.
I volunteered for the draft. I did not enlist. I was living in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I didn't have work. I didn't have anything to do, and I needed to have something to do, so they taught me discipline. Boot camp training was very rough. They made you run. They made you do push-ups. They made you run when you messed up. And you did 10 push-ups every time you messed up. That don't sound like much, but you messed up all day long. So you were doing push-ups all day long.
We will be honoring all veterans later today at the school-wide assembly starting at 1 p.m. in the gymnasium. The program is coordinated by the High School Students Council and will include the presentation of colors by the Howe Girl Scouts, the Pledge of Allegiance by Howe FFA members,
The national anthem by the senior choir members, and special performances by the pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, and second grade classes, as well as the high school chorus.
There will be several more presentations, so we hope to see you all there. And let's take another look at today's contest. If you're just joining us, we want you to put these yearbook pictures of Miss Baker in order earliest to most recent.
We will ask for callers at the end of the show. This year, we welcome Mrs. Powell back to the middle school classroom. She has spent the last several years in the high school counselor's role, but we are so glad to see her back in the middle school.
I'm sure it's tough putting up with us middle school students, but we'd like to let Miss Powell know how much we appreciate her and welcome you back to the classroom.
I have been at Howe for 14 years, since 2001. I've been in the elementary, I've been in the middle school, and I've been in the high school. I had given away all of my materials and teaching supplies, so I had to restock up on all of those, and I had to learn how to reteach. It's been a while. It's kind of like going back to school and having to learn how to restudy. It's taken me a while, but I think I'm getting there. Outside of remembering anything that I've taught them, I would like them just to remember to be kind to one another and to be fair and always forgive. I think just the fact that I realize that it's not my students' fault if I'm in a bad mood. If something's happening at home or in my professional life, it's not the students' fault. So I always try to come into the classroom and speak and be friendly. I try not to let anyone know if there's anything on my mind that's troubling me. And I just remind myself that I may be the only one that smiles at that student today or speaks that student's name today.
There's been several changes this year, Trey. This year, during the 7th hour RTI classes, some middle school students have been given the opportunity to participate in a class called Genius Hour. or 20% time.
Genius Hour allows students to focus on their independent or group-based projects on their students' interests. I hear they've had some really unique projects this year.
Yes, they have. Let's check it out.
Genius Hour is for kids to do basically whatever they want to do and teach other people how to do it.
Well, my project is over a weather website. It helps them. I'm giving them updates. I'm teaching them how to learn the weather.
My project is over how everybody has, how everyone's different and everybody has their own self-worth.
Drop, yeah, I gotta build something to protect the egg from when I drop it so it don't splatter.
Genius Hour is kind of a class where you get to do your own interests and make a website, whatever you want to do with it.
Those projects are pretty cool. I especially like the egg drop. A special group project is coming November 19th. The 6th grade students have been producing their own edition of CLE Live. We can't wait to see your show.
Here's the contest pictures again. Write down those guesses. Put the pictures in order of earliest to most recent. Remember, number 9 is the earliest. Trey, do you remember your first year in middle school?
It was kind of different being little kids for a change.
Let's see what the 6th graders have to say about middle school this year.
I like hanging out with my friends in the hallway and meeting new teachers because they make school fun and educational at the same time.
It goes by faster and we gotta learn new stuff.
My favorite thing about middle school is that it's fun, it's easy, and I don't get bullied. Probably making straight A's for my first time. To keep my grades up like they're supposed to be and to get better in my sports. I think it's going to be fun and easy. I wish we just made our athletics longer and recesses are longer.
That video really refreshed my memory on 6th grade. Do you remember the greenhouse project?
Yeah, I remember being nervous about presenting in front of an audience.
Yeah, me too, especially being in front of the judges and school staff.
Did you know the greenhouse was started by a group of 6th graders? And those 6th graders are now 8th graders.
Yeah, and my group was one of the winning groups.
Well, the greenhouse project came about after staff discussions about providing a project that would be authentic and solve a real-world problem. And through those discussions, we developed the idea of a greenhouse project. It's something that ties to everyone's life through agriculture. And we went forward with the idea of developing a greenhouse as a school project-based learning project. Well, like in the first question, we had staff discussions about having some type of authentic project that the students could be involved in. The idea of a greenhouse was developed. We launched the concept by taking the middle school to M&M Greenhouse by Cameron, and they took a tour of a commercial greenhouse, how it functioned and operated. After that, the middle school was divided into teams of 5, and each worked on a proposal. They had Google SketchUp as some type of model, whether it was digital or physical, developed a budget, and we had a panel of judges that each team of 5 presented to, and then we scored each team, and the winning team had their proposal implemented and developed into the greenhouse, which is there now. I think we had a few classes. I believe Miss Garrett and her classes did grow some things in the greenhouse. Possibly one middle school class, maybe on a smaller scale than the first year, but it was used last year, and I think the projects that were done at the classroom level were successful. I think it had a positive impact. I think any time that students are working on a problem that's authentic, they see the purpose and the meaning behind it, and it makes the learning more sticky. The bridge between real world and the skills and knowledge that's being learned is bridged, and there's some ownership that takes place when you're actually applying what you've learned in the classroom.
Maybe another class will step up soon to incorporate the greenhouse and more cool projects. That sounds like a good project for Genius Hour, too.
Let's take one more look at today's contest.
We'll ask you for your guesses shortly, so stay tuned.
To wrap up this show, we have a teacher feature on our very own 4th and 5th grade teacher, Miss Coker.
Roll the footage.
My professional experiences are 5th grade reading, 4th grade reading, junior high reading and language arts and writing. For the most part, I enjoy teaching, yes. The role of the teacher in the classroom, well, I guess you could say teachers wear many hats in the classroom. We are the instructor, we are the participant, we are the bystander. It just depends on what's being taught and what's being done in the classroom at the time. What do I teach? This year I am teaching half of the 4th grade reading language arts, and I'm also teaching the 5th grade their reading language arts and writing. Now I've also taught in the middle school with reading and language arts and writing for several years. This is my 11th year here at Howe, and I've enjoyed it each and every year so far. Successful teaching techniques that result in intended learning. One is going to depend on the teacher. Two is going to depend on what is being taught and what the results are that the teacher is wanting. Sometimes it's lecture, sometimes it's note-taking. I also like to do lots of review with my kiddos, and whether it's just popcorn questions or game playing when we're reviewing our stuff.
So the weather has been really confusing here lately.
Yes, I agree. Let's see what our weatherman, my brother, Braden Oglesby, has to say.
I have two things to say. One, I'm extremely ready for the snow on Saturday, and it's very cold outside. You better have enjoyed yesterday while it lasted, because it's not going to get that warm again in 2014. Today, it's 48. Tomorrow morning, a low of 30. Wednesday, just a high of 46 degrees and a low of 29. Brrr. Thursday, the coldest day yet. It won't even get out of the 30s. A low of 26. Friday, a high of 46 and a low of 29. On Saturday, you can pretty much say winter begins because PM showers, 50% chance of rain. So it won't start until at least noon. Saturday night, the low is 30 with rain and snow showers. Sunday morning, another chance of rain and snow showers. Monday, still cold, a high of 45 and a low of 27. Tuesday, a high of 42 and a low of 32. Wednesday, November 19th, a high of 47 and a low of 35. Wednesday night, showers and possibly more snow. Well, I hope you know a little bit more about the snow system coming in on Saturday. I'm Braden Oglesby, and back to our anchors.
Just a reminder for today's contest, we want you to put the 9 yearbook pictures of Miss Baker in order from earliest to most recent. Let's take one final look. Remember, number 9 is the earliest.
Okay, so there we go. All right, so we'll leave that up for a little bit.
Still on.
Okay.
We already have a phone call at extension 419.
Caller, what is your answer?
My answer is 965271483.
Sorry, that's not correct. Caller, what is your answer?
924657183.
Sorry, that's not correct. Sound like a robot. Caller, what is your answer? Caller, what is your answer?
924657183.
Sorry, that's not correct. Caller, what is your answer?
962547183.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Caller, what is your answer?
965.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Caller, what is your answer?
Okay, it's 9. Are you ready?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay, here we go. It's 9, 2, 6, 4, 7, 5, 1.
Sorry, caller, you're incorrect. Caller, what is your answer?
926547183.
Sorry, caller, that's incorrect. Caller, what is your answer?
924567183.
So close. Sorry, that's incorrect.
This is Jennifer Casey.
Try again.
Caller, what is your answer?
9264557.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh, sorry. Susan Baker.
Oh, here it goes. All right, what's your answer?
952674183.
Sorry, that's incorrect. All right, caller, what is your answer?
Okay, it's 924657183.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
Let's do one more.
Caller, what is your answer?
926.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
All right. Miss Baker. Okay, let's try
All right,
again.
caller, what is your answer?
924
Oh!
76183.
Oh! We're going to give you that one. The correct answer is 925476183.
Oh, so close. Thank you.
All right, Julie, say it.
Okay. You can pick up your prize from Mrs. Parks.
Well, let's show them the correct answer.
You can pick up your prize from Miss Parks. Congratulations! That was a lot of fun. Glad we were able to narrow down to just 9 pictures instead of 40. Let's see what the pictures in the correct order. Well, we're glad you joined us today for 8th grade's first episode of CLE Live.
Thanks for watching. I'm Trey Standifer.
And I'm Jalei Oglesby.
Have a great day.